Lesson 1. For December 28th to January 3rd. From reading to understanding. Wednesday, January 1st, God's Timescale. I would like to pause for a moment to thank God for sparing our lives to see a new year. There were many people who were alive this time last year, some even had plans surpassing 2020, but for various reasons, they are in the grave today. So, we should never take it for granted, the fact that God has spared our lives. So, I pray that God will continue to bless us, and keep us in 2020. So, as we anticipate the achievements, challenges, and uncertainties of an untried year, let us faithfully keep hold of Him, that promised, that He will come, and that He will not tarry. Another important concept, that we need to keep in mind, as we study the book of Daniel, is the historicist approach, to apocalyptic prophecies. This approach, also known as historicism, can be better understood, if compared with the opposing views of preterism, futurism, and idealism. Preterism tends to view the prophetic events announced in Daniel as having occurred in the past. Futurism contends that the same prophecies still await a future fulfillment. Idealism, in turn, holds that apocalyptic prophecies are symbols of general spiritual realities without any specific historical reference. Historicism, in contrast, holds that in apocalyptic prophecy, God reveals an unbroken sequence of history from the time of the prophet to the end of time. As we study the book of Daniel, we will see that each major vision in the book, Daniel 2, 7, 8, 11, repeats this historical outline from different perspectives, and with new details. The Adventist pioneers, including Ellen G. White, understood the biblical prophecies of Daniel and Revelation, from a historicist perspective. Question. Read Numbers 14:34, and Ezekiel 4:5-6. In prophetic language, what does a day represent? Numbers 14:34. After the number of the days in which ye search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. Ezekiel 4:5-6. For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days, so shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. And when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days, I have appointed thee each day for a year. As we study the book of Daniel, we also should keep in mind, that prophetic time, is measured according to the year-day principle. That is, a day in prophecy, equals 1 year in actual historical time. Thus, for example, the prophecy of the 2,300 evenings and mornings should be understood as referring to 2,300 years, Daniel 8:14. Likewise, the prophecy of the 70 weeks should be understood to be 490 years, Daniel 9:24-27. This timescale seems to be correct for some obvious reasons. 1. Since the visions are symbolic, the times indicated also must be symbolic. 2. As the events depicted in the visions unfold over long periods of time, even to the time of the end, in some cases, the time spans, related to these prophecies, should be interpreted accordingly. 3. The year-day principle is confirmed by the book of Daniel. A clear example comes from the 70-week prophecy, which extended from the days of King Artaxerxes to the coming of Jesus as the Messiah. So, the most obvious and correct way to make sense of the prophetic time periods given in the book of Daniel is to interpret them according to the year-day principle. And to finish the day. Some of these time prophecies cover hundreds, even thousands of years. What should this teach us about patience? This lesson was brought to you by the team at the Advent Band Ministry. Please remember to like our Facebook page, the Advent Band Ministry, and follow us on YouTube, at the Advent Band Ministry. And always remember, and he that winneth souls, is wise, Proverbs 11:30.